Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxis map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. We'll start with Team 1 on the northern side of the map, and then we'll end with Team 2 on the southern side of the map. Taking a look at Team 1. Let's go isolated on the eastern side first. We have in light octane, it is the 1800 of Taoist. He's playing as a UEF. He is the highest rated, he's tied for the highest rated player on his team. To his west, we have in amethyst purple, it is the UEF of Economist 525. He is a UEF. He is a 1200. Moving on northwestwardly, we have in Batman Gray, it is Mav 7119 playing as a Cybran. He is an 1800. He is tied with Taoist for the highest rated player on their team. To his southwest in Stitch Blue, we have the UEF of Zoom. He's playing as a 1600. He's probably going to go zoom, zoom, zoom all around the map. To his north, we have in Snow White, it is BJ playing as UEF. He is a 1200. Lots of UEF here for Team 1. Again, he is in Snow White. And rounding off Team 1, we have in rest, it is Marxism, Leninism. He's playing as a Cybran. He is a 1600. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 4 UEF and 2 Cybrans. That's it. No Aeon Tech and no Seraphim Tech for Team 1. Moving on to Team 2's isolated player in the east, we have in Imperial Gray, the only Aeon of the match being Sui. He is a 2000 rated player. He is the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. To his west, we have in Orange Color Orange, it is the UEF of Ms. Something like that. He is a 1300 again as a UEF. Apologies for butchering his name. To his southwest, we have in Royal Blue, it is Kinder 5129 playing as a UEF. He is an 1800. To the northwest direction, we have in Pac-Man Yellow, it is Mint Alex. He is also a UEF. He is a 1400. And in Chevy Crimson to his southwest, we have the one and only Cybran on Team 2. It is Kent 10 playing as a 1200. And rounding off Team 2 in the northwest direction, we have in Blood Angel Red, distance building to that upper plateau section here. It is Fendal, I think is how you say his name. He is, again, a Seraphim, the one and only Seraphim of the game. He is a 1600. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 3 UEF, and then they have one of each of the remaining factions. 1 Cybran, 1 Aeon, and 1 Seraphim. So all the factions represented on Team 2 side of the map, just not in the game because Team 1 only has UEF and Cybran. And for these 12 players in the match, let's take a look at their reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 6,000 mass, which isn't a terrible amount of mass. It makes it up to be about 5,000 mass per player. It's something. It's better than nothing. Not really a whole lot, to be honest. The map does, to be fair, make up for it in a big way with all of the mexes. Now, there's some mexes dotted closer to the player's starting location on Team 1 side of the map. Specifically, there's a Trimex there and about quad mex position there. But most of the mexes kind of reside towards the more middle half of the map. We have Trimex positions here on the upper plateaus for, looks like, Fendal and Marxism to fight over. And then on the eastern side, there's a lot of mexes here, but there's also a lot of mexes here and here. So some in the middle, but the majority of them in between starting locations and the middle of the map. So lots of potential for number go up very, very quickly. And no, that was 500 that I just saw. And no, that is not actually 500 mass per second. That would be insane. To the middle of the map, we have Economist going for a gun upgrade. First one of the match. Pause your factories and make more E, says Mav. Talking to somebody. Looks like he's having some power outages. Looks like that's Economist. Oh, yeah, he's building power now, but it's, he is very negative. Yeah, that is not looking good for his eco. To his west, we have the first combat come action between Zoom of Team 1 and Mint Alex of Team 2. Both of them are UEF. There's no hit point advantages one way or the other in any regard there. We do see that Feodal. I think it's Feodal. I think I read that as an N. But Feodal is moving eastward to assist from trying to push back Marxism there. And then in the back line, we don't see any movement from Kent. We do see that Kinder is inbound. It looks like Zoom and Mint Alex are going to stop, maybe. Oh, no, the forces are starting to... It's kind of a very much a back and forth scenario there. Really no one player is winning maybe besides Mint in terms of the hit point count. But Zumi's going to get some veterancy that'll help out a little bit in terms of anybody else leaving their main base. Looks like it's only one player on Team 1 who hasn't. And that's going to be Mav. Looks like he's focused on air facilities, it looks like. And then Team 2 in the east, it's 1v1 between Miz and Economist. Now we have another 1v1 scenario happening between Marxism and Feodal. I think it's Feodal. I don't know. I probably am butchering his name, which I apologize. Zoom dropping about 50% hit points. We have Mint dropping below 75. We do see that Kinder is still inbound. Team 1's Taoist going up against Sui on the eastern side. Sui just going for a T2 land facility. Probably going to build some PD and halt the invasion efforts of Team 1. Mav has the upper plateau here to the middle. Now we have just a splattering of comms together. Marxism has dropped very quickly. Not looking good for him. That's one kill for Team 2. And now they're going to lock their eyes onto Zoom. Mint is not looking good. It's going to be a double kill murder-suicide situation here. Nobody probably is going to make it home. And Feo is like, get me out of there. Kinder's inbound to assist. And as long as Mint can get out of range, no, he doesn't. And that is a double kill murder-suicide, or double murder-suicide, I think is probably the way to put it. Team 2 has scored 2 kills and first blood with that. Team 1 has scored 1 kill and is now a 5v4 in favor of Team 2 at 8.5 minutes. So they just went full Senate to the middle, and 3 of them died. There is that, but it does give more bases to somebody on Team 1 and Team 2 technically, but more bases to at least one person for Team 1. Everything handed over to Mav. That's going to jumpstart his eco incredibly. BJ not on 600 mass a second. Don't know why it does that. Maybe that's reclaim related, maybe. We do see Mav at 151, and then Team 2, the highest, is Kinder at about 100 mass a second. That's on single base. We do see the base once belonging to Mint is handed over to Feo to control the western side. He's currently sitting at 88 mass a second. It looks like a little bit of some pond action is happening. Just a nice little tiger shark just to make sure that Team 2 keeps the pond all to themselves. And we do see that Team 1 has cracked right through Sui's defenses. He did get out of there. He's not dead, but he is not looking good. Units are actually stopped. I don't know just because their movement orders haven't been updated or not, but I don't think it was going to matter anyways, to be honest. The big loss for Sui is the T2 land headquarters and the PGen that was here as well. That's a big, unfortunate issue for him, but he's almost at 1-star vet. He's rebuilding facilities now. That's a decent amount of reclaim to help rebuild, but pretty much all of Tao's forces were concentrated on that one attack. They didn't kill off Sui. That will halt Team 2 a little bit on that eastern front, but Team 1 likewise just doesn't really have anything to take advantage of the lack of the everything over there. So a nice little, I'd say more like a draw, I think, for Team 1 and Team 2. To be fair, we do see Nano Repair started in the pond. Nice place to put that. He's in the yellow. Miz is Miz Kazoo. Mizkazoo? Mizku? Mizu? I don't know. I don't know how to say his name. I do apologize. Somebody please let me know down in the comments. I'd greatly appreciate it. Just because I do like to say players' names correctly, or at least attempt to at a bare minimum. We do see not really a lot of movement outbound from anybody else in the game. It looks like players are kind of a little bit more standoffish with the 3 players dead at 8 minutes kind of thing. Like, yeah, we'll probably back off just a little bit. But in terms of attacking, Team 2 sending a group of forces right down the middle. Some E-storage is getting hit. That's going to hurt a little bit for the power reserves for Team 1's Mav. Looks like he's going to save that other E-storage, though. He had some pillars that he spammed up quite quickly, and some T2PD to boot. That's going to be able to help control that middle of the map. Some forces do break through. They might kill 1 T2 mechs, or they just stop. So, yeah, they're not going to kill anything at that rate. T3 air online for both Mav and for BJ, so 2 air players for Team 1. We have 1 here for Team 2. We have 2 here for Team 2, and that's it for Team 2. So 2 air players for Team 2. Frontline facilities are being eliminated as we speak. Some of these were T2 land facilities producing some Sparkies, and one did get off the assembly line. It's booking it home, or at least trying to book it more northward. Guns are opening up. Guns on those Sparkies aren't really that powerful. They really come from the hit point count, to be honest. Again, Thams only have about 300 hit points, and Sparkies have 1,000, so it really is a big jump, but not a lot of firepower. It's just, hey, it's something. We need something, and that's better than nothing. We do see T2 now started on board BJ's comm, and we do see another attack inbound with the gun nano commander of Miz inbound. And we do see Economist is in the pond over here. He has only gun on board. He's about half of his hit points remaining. We do see a couple of units inbound from the east, some Titans offering their assistance to Team 1's defense. And we do see some bombers inbound thinning out those hit points a little bit, but again, Nano does exist on that comm, which means he will be able to regen. Again, not as fast as Cyberns or Seraphim, but a lot faster than if he didn't have the Nano upgrade online. But those Titans are the best unit to call with this engagement. Again, thinning out those units very quickly, just really spam firing anything and everything at their opponents. And not really looking good for that attack from Team 2. Miz, if he's not careful, will probably die here. And we do see Economist is just waiting for the proper moment. And there's now 5 Titans and a Percy. Yeah, it's probably time to go home. And it looks like Tower says kill, talking about Miz's comm. He might be able to get out of there, to be honest. Percy won't catch up to the remaining Titans if they continue to chase after the comm. We do see some pillars inbound, and Towers is now on, sorry, not Towers, but Miz is on 2-star veterancy, and looks like he'll probably get close to 3. He might even get 3, almost gets 3. Those pillars are just going to go home, and he will get out of there. Team 2 launching some assaults on the upper plateau from Mav, just a decent amount of Team 1 AA mixed in there, nothing too crazy. We do see the cruisers are helping out a decent amount, thinning out the upper plateau presence. Team 2 has grabbed the plateau to the west. There we go. I said it. We do see a couple of mexes are down. Looks like some units just ran on through. Yep, from Team 2. They are the Zooey, because they have the hover tech ability, able to just traverse that little pond there to the west. Nice little Titan engaging some Othams. Not going to win that fight by any means. Even if it was a 1-to-1 affair, the Otham wins every single time, I think. At least I think. I think it does. I might be mistaken, but I think it might win. Anyway, T3 Mex is starting to be the main stage affair for Team 1 and Team 2's eco, at least in their main base, but specifically for Team 2, as they are skyrocketing. It's about 800 mass to about 650, I'll round off. So Team 2 ahead about 150 mass a second. Total mass accrued, not really a terrible amount to be ahead in terms of Team 1 trying to catch up to, but 150 mass a second is nothing to scoff at as well. Radar systems are going down. Those cruisers are just slowly getting kills. We have a second one online for Feo down. Looks like he's joined the UEF engagement from the shores and has decided to spam up a couple of cruisers. And again, hey, if all else fails, building some AA and mobile missile launchers in the middle of the map here, not a bad idea, to be honest. It's a small pond. But, you know, it kind of isolates ASF, at least from Team 1 or any air forces in general, to either go this way or this way and not sail directly across the map because they're going to get shot at real quick. We do see another attack starting to brew in the middle here from Feo Dow. But again, the numbers are accelerating for Team 1. We do see some mongoose mixed in there. We'd love to see those. But not in the affair where we have T3 Titans versus T2 mongoose. They don't really last very long. So that's a little unfortunate for Team 2 on that front. But he might have just had remnants of forces. Or he could be... Well, he is Seraphim, so he should be building Ilshis. Don't know why he's not building Ilshis. Maybe he just really wants the mongoose, I guess. Bombers are inbound, probably to thin out a little bit of that horde from those Titans. Large group of Team 1 forces from Miz. He doesn't have T2 land or even T3 land for that matter, so I don't know what he's doing yet with his land facilities. He hasn't even started another upgrade yet, or an upgrade at all. And TMD is being spammed up pretty nicely by Mav to protect the remaining mexes and units up there. But again, nothing really system critical up here. It's just an annoyance. And now we have those zapper noises for the next 30 minutes or so. We have any sort of air developments for Team 2. A couple of PD up here protecting those mexes there. One of the air facilities for Kinder over there just in case. It looks like you got Some Aeon tech gifted over to him by Sui. That's always nice to show tech. Western side. I mean, Team 1 is starting to stack up a little bit more than Team 2, but there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of mongeese. So either A, he's just building the icon thinking that it's Ilshis, or he just really likes mongeese. Because the Ilshis and the mongeese share the same unit icon. That's what I thought of. I was like, oh, he's building a lot of mongeese. Maybe he thinks they're Ilshis. I'm like, no, not that many. You definitely know at that point if you're building mongeese or not. They're not, again, they're not a bad unit. Just at the T3 stage of things, it's just not, this is not great. It really is. You can build Titans. Percy's would be obviously the best choice. We do see a transport. I see it on the edge of the map inbound. ASF's looks like they're just trying to catch up to it. There's a couple of transports. Are they the single harbingers? They are the single harbingers. Are they going to make landfall? 1, 2, 3, and 4. There they go. They have landed. We do see some Titans inbound to intercept. Those transports are not getting a second pass through, though. One Mex is down. We have Percy's and Titans trying to catch up to them. Titans will lose that fight every day of the week. But the Harbingers will, depending on the numbers, lose the fight to the Percys. So it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors, shoot kind of situation. You can just see how fast the Harbinger can really just blitz down the Titan. And it was essentially a same number affair, but there's one Harbinger dead. And again, the number-wise, it'll favor Team 1 eventually, especially with that new Percy or 2 inbound. It will kill one of them off, which is not bad. Not transport powers, is just getting his comm further under the surface. It's not a bad drop. Couple of mexes were dead. I think both of them are T3. That one definitely was. So that's unfortunate. That's a decent amount of mass lost for Taoist. And Team 2 is accelerating and extending that lead. It was 150. And now it's about, I'd say, a comfortable 300. We could even say 400, to be honest. Possible power issues for economists? No. No, that's... no, it looks like it was Mav having some issues. So we'll say at least 300, maybe 350 in favor. That's a decent amount of mass to be ahead for Team 2, and that might make things a little bit difficult as the game progresses. APM has been favoring Team 2. Again, it's still a 5v4. Ever since the initial engagement, nobody has died yet. They all went, nope, that's too much action for the beginning of the match. We're just going to go hide somewhere. And I don't blame them, because for Team 1, we have 2 of them in the pond. One of them not in his original base. He gifted that base over to BJ. He's focusing on land. I do like the giving over your original base so that your other air player can just micro all of air, then you can micro all of the land. That's such a smart thing to do. And then on the western side, still 2 T2. Sorry, there's a third one. It's owned by the same player, but there is another one online for Kinder, so he did get that nice little backup air headquarters. It's not UEF, but it is another headquarters in the T3 tech nonetheless. We do see a couple of Percys say absolutely not to the spam from Miz. Miz still has not built a T3 land headquarters. I do not understand his strategy with not even building a T2 one. He's getting some... How did he get... oh, he's building the engineers from the headquarters. I just don't get it. I don't know if there's a specific thing he's trying to try out or not, but I don't know. I don't know about that. He is over there to the west, hanging out over there. Billycom probably says BJ. It's not, but a comm running around the map like that, you would probably make that assumption. Some Autumns going after Economist is comm. We do see some Torp launchers going after those same units. And looks like they're going to start targeting those Torp launchers and say, hey, stop it. Stop doing that. That's bad. Don't do that bad. And we do see some East Orges here on the nice little shoreline. Those would be a nice little AoE targets. T2 Mexes are going to get hit. You probably could have just kept those units there, to be honest. I don't know why you had to make them leave the pond, but they weren't killing off the comm is probably what the main focus was. And saw they probably couldn't do that and went, okay, that's fine. Some bricks have been landed up on the upper plateau here from Team 1's Mav, a couple of them to be honest. And those mexes are dead, so a little bit of a walk, and then those mexes are probably going to die right after that. The wall section has been established by Mav all the way almost across the map, but just the western half for now, pretty much. I am surprised we're not seeing any sort of missile v missile fight, but to be fair, they're both governors, which means they both have missiles and they both have TMD. So it's just how fast can you fire missiles against your opponent and how fast can you shoot them down. It might be enough time, but to the northeast, I did see it. Nuke is online and starting to be loaded at about 20 or so %. Team 2, are you aware of it? You are, which would obviously indicate to me that Team 2 is probably prepping SMDs just in case. Yep, there's one already there, and it's already loaded. So nice job there from Swee. SMD probably needs to be built somewhere in between this and this. Probably this base. We'll probably have the SMD to maybe cover the base to the east. SMD is there. SMD is there. No SMDs on the front line here or here. So probably would be good places. Maybe at least one here. Because you are producing a chicken there. But, oh, no, there's an SMD there. Never mind. And bricks have shown up. PD was built in time. They've stopped a couple of the bricks. Gunships are helping out. The PD probably won't be enough. It'll probably save maybe at least one, if not two mexes at a bare minimum. Unless the brick just doesn't move, and then it won't get any of them, which it didn't in time, and there goes that. So, hey, at least Team 2 side of the mexes were saved. In Faradow's opinion, he still probably wants that tri-position there, but, you know, it's better to deny mexes than to have them. Or at least if you can't have them, you might as well deny them. So, you know, that's better than nothing. Western side, the actions kind of died down considerably, probably in part just to this wall section that's, again, funneling the pathfinding right there. There's a, wow. That is a, oh my goodness, amount of spam. We have 43 Zooey. Then we have 113 Lobos. I feel like you should go with the Zooey because they have hover tech, and then go with the Othams and the Perseus and the whatnot. And I find it funny that he just built a ton of Lobos. Decent amount of Othams, couple of Parashields. Not the T3 variety ones, but hey, something. Some lightning tanks are being hit. That's a little unfortunate. Oof, nice kill there from Team 1. Again, it's chipping away, but it's not going to outright kill anything. I do like this. The GC is just waiting somewhat behind the mountain, but that GC now is being shot at by the Fat Boy as I say that, so definitely need to move that just a little bit to the west. Another Fat Boy online, and a satellite has been started. Nobody is going to be letting up the gas pedal at any point. Satellite started here. Of course, the nuke is almost loaded. G3 air recorders for Taoist. And like I said, I don't see any crazy nonsensical except this line of, look at that. Look at that, just the hive channel. Well, not the hive channel, sorry, the kennel channel. It's like a bunch of, it's like a dog running situation where you line up all the dogs and they run kind of like horses. That's what that looks like, just all those kennels lined up. Jeez, that's a lot of drones. It's easier to move than a bunch of normal engineers, so hey, there's that at least. Getting some strap bombers here as well for BJ. Is that lead legitimate in terms of eco? That's a lot of eco advantage. Dang. It was 300 about a couple of minutes ago. Now it's 2.7. Yeah, that is legitimate eco. Jeez. For Team 2, look at that. Okay, nah, it's falling a little bit down. Okay, but it was 2.7 at one point, which was insane. And Team 1 hasn't even crossed 2,000 at this point. That's a lot of mass to be hit. There is a chicken mixed in here from Team 2. And units are just dying. They're just running into the wall at this point. Perseus are just lined up ready to fire. It's just a firing line at this point. All the spam. They are starting to kill off a couple of those forces a little bit to the right there. Technically my left, but technically the right if you look at it from up to down. Perseus just non-stop firing. We do see some more tankier units are inbound. That chicken is going to get one-tapped. 1,000% going to predict that. Because that's a couple of charges of Perseus is what that is. There's 35 of them that I've clicked. That's 3 charges pretty much. That's enough to one-tap that chicken. The Othams need the lead, most definitely. And some of the wall sections are being eliminated, but now we even see the Percy's even thinning out. Look at that spread movement here by Team 1's Mav. Actually, not... Okay, he's closing in a little bit. I was going to say it's want to move, kind of fanning out, and then just punch in from all sides. And again, spread out so that the chicken's AoE doesn't kill off a lot of your forces. But this is a nice defense by Mav. Absolutely annihilated the everything. Team 2 did punch through and kill off about maybe half or so of the defenders. You still have Ravagers being built and whatnot. You still have more units being built on the assembly lines right next door. So honestly, Team 1 won that fight hands down. 30,000 mass and more is climbing. We have a GC that fell back. We have an artillery that's half done for Sui. We have a satellite done. The everything is just the everything right now. The satellite, of course, is done. We have artillery from Team 2 on the western side. From Kent, he's going for his second one now. Nobody is just, resting. Everyone's just go, 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 go. SMD is being loaded for a second time. Satellite is done for Kinder, going for a second one now. And looks like some circling going down from Team 2 saying target some stuff. Looks like that's from Mint. No, Mint was yellow. That's from Kinder going after stuff. Looks like targeting specific locations of nexus, I guess. Looks like these satellites are the target of focus for the artillery for Team 2. Shielding is not being assisted, so that will eventually crack. He only has one shield in placement as well, so that's not going to work. But that artillery for Teams 2 Sui on the eastern front, I mean, it might get a couple of shots off, but those two fatties are inbound, and they're going to kill that artillery off sooner rather than later. So it might just come down to a time of maybe just control can't get the mats from it. I know you're going to build more shielding, but yeah, that's a yikes. That's a yikes from me. That the artillery's not even done yet, and it's being hit by a shorter ranged artillery mobile emplacement. Shielding is being constantly built, but the P-gens not looking good. Yeah, to definitely target the shielding, target the P-gens. The GC is already about 25% down in terms of hit points. We have strats inbound. Somebody's going to get killed off. I'm going to miss it, and I know it. We have a satellite over top going after the satellites from Kinder. The one that was being built, the one that is built is fine for now. Satellites now focusing both from the Team 2 side of things and from the artillery. GC going to stand in the way of the Percys, but that's still not going to be enough for Team 2 to stop this aggression. We have gunships inbound to target the fatty. Definitely good call there. Need to make sure all those Percys are within range, which they are. Second fatty's over here, though. They'll stop one. A shot is inbound from that emissary, but maybe one or two shots more, maybe if they're lucky. One, maybe if they're lucky, and the artillery is now down. And that first fat boy is down. Those gunships are going to move eastward, of course, to intercept that fatty. We have an ASF fight right here between Team 1 and Team 2. Looks like Team 2 is going to win that, even if it was just a strict Kinder versus BJ affair. It was, I don't know. Maybe BJ would have won the fight, but his other ASFs didn't engage, and that didn't matter because there was just so many from Team 2. Shielding is down around those two satellites, and Team 2 wins the air fight, hands down. And so that's going to be, again, a nice win for them. We have a Nuke landing there from Team 1, it looks like, right where those missiles were firing. And looks like somebody took out a couple of kennels. The uninterruptible line has been interrupted. That's so much. So I keep saying hives, kennels. My brain is still on Phantom brain. Still on Phantom brain. I don't know why. Maybe I just have Phantom on the brain. Who knows? Percival's running around. They're getting not super deep into Team 2's territory. We do see artillery being built there. We have T3 mechs is vulnerable. We have a couple of AA emplacements just in case. And that fat boy still not being hit by the gunships. I feel like maybe the fat boy is probably a better target to go after right now. Sui is fine for now. And looks like something's going on over there. 18 or 27. 18 and 27? I don't know what that's about. 18 mass a second versus 28 mass a second is probably what he's talking about. GC is almost done. T1 PD going to be switched up for a brief moment. And that's going to help actually a decent amount, to be honest. T2 artillery is raining in as well. And bombers, I mean, trying to help, but it's not doing a lot of damage again to a T3 Percy. And GC is now almost done, so that'll finish. And it's just the Fatty and a couple of other units. Flak is over here as well. Fatty is not producing... Oh, no, it is producing its own units. Producing some flat cannons, some skyboxers. Still only T1 spam from Team 2's Miz. I have no idea what his game is, but he's not building a T3 land headquarters. Not even a T2 land headquarters. He has a T3 naval headquarters. Because why not? I just don't know why he's building that. I feel like Team 2 would probably be a little bit better off on the land situation at a bare minimum if it was more focused on the land instead of Navy. But that's just my 2 cents on that front. Artillery is starting to shoo away that Fat Boy. Fat Boy is taking some AoE damage from the miasma. Looks like the miasma is not within range. They might get a couple more shots off. I don't know if that'll be enough to kill the Fatty, though. If not, maybe the gunships will go say hi. Oh, there goes another skybox. Oh! Another explosion. Looks like on the upper plateau. Kills off 1 T3 mech for Team 2's Kinder. He's up to 1.2k mass income. What is he going to spend with all of that? Why is this transferred over to Feodel? Why? What are you building? You building bombers? Those aren't. Those shouldn't be shockers. Sorry, those shouldn't be solaces. Those should be shockers. We have P-Gen farm happening. Mass Fab farms happening. 2 satellites. Looks like he's... Are you building a Mavor? I feel like he's building a Mavor. I feel like that's what he's going to build. Or something there. He has access to Aeon Tech. You're not going to do this for a Paragon. That's just... If you put a bunch of P-Gens surrounding your Paragon, you are literally asking, hey, everything on the planet, target this. Because the cascade on that would be nuts. And another explosion happens from a nice little... Billy Nuke from Team 1's Economist. Not T3 Engineering Suite, but at least T2. There is more TMD being built. And it's probably just an overwhelming situation is probably what they're trying to do. We have T1 Mech Marine trying to chase a Fat Boy who's almost dead. Which again, the Fat Boy is alive, which is nice for Team 1, but can't really use it offensively. New satellite is online for Team 1, and the Nuke was killed off at some point. Or I don't see any explosions or anything in terms of artillery or whatnot. Could have been lasered, to be fair. It probably was lasered, to be honest. I mean, it's at how much, man? It's at 12 kills, 39,000. That could be satellite kill. It just there's no, shells from artillery like we see right here, kind of thing. And looks like SMDs are the target. Looks like they're trying to build a bunch of shielding. Maybe they're trying to prep a Scathus or something. And shot lands short. How many artilleries are coming out of this? There's 2 artilleries already out of this base. And a nuke, because why not? Kent is building all the tools on that western side of the map. Don't know what that's drawing's about, but drawing something about the mexes. And they kill off the SMD over there. Again, he's in build nuke mode, so it's a nice grab. And the shielding as well, so... Hey, a little bit less stuff on Team 1's side of the map, and Team 2's eyes is nothing too bad. Team 2 is starting to lose the lead a little bit. Just a little bit, not a lot. It's 2.9, is 3, 2.9 versus 2.3, 2.4. It was about, I think it was 600 at one point. Now it's about only 5, maybe 400. Yep, that is a Mavor. And he is going. That's another Billy Nuke. Kills off that. Team 2 just cannot build enough TMD, I guess, to prevent the Billy Nukes from Team 1's Economist. He's at 28,000 mass killed, 89 kills, doing very well for himself with that Billy Nuke. Again, he's also denying T3 mexes, so that adds 27 mass a second to the mass that Team 2 isn't getting. Specifically Kinder, but just in general. And I will note, again, 8 minutes on the clock roughly is when those 3 players died. Nobody else has died since that 8-minute mark. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win. Again, it's a 5v4 in favor for Team 2. Team 2's Eco is winning. They're currently building a Mavor here. They have 2 satellites. They have 2 artilleries and a nuke. And Team 1 has 2 satellites. So 1 satellite to their name. So let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't, because why not at this point? Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Oh, also consider there's just a bunch of kennels up there on that northern edge of the map. Take that into consideration. Whatever that percentage of maybe the win would be for Team 1 with all those kennels, I mean, you know, it's still something. It's better than nothing. Every little bit helps. And how's that Mavor doing? It's already, wow, it's already half done. It's going probably one of the fastest start to finish Mavors I've ever seen. I think the quickest game ender I've ever seen is 28 minutes. Not on dual gap from what I remember of the map. Maybe it was dual gap, but I swear it was not dual gap when that guy built that Scathers under the pond. It was very quick. It was just sped run that construction. It was absolutely insane. I think it was last year, one of last year's video, which is again crazy. We're in December. When I say last year, that's 2024. In about a month or so, last year will be 2025. That's insane to me that we're already in 2026 story. T3 or T2 Naval Headquarters is knocked out for Economist. Are you building Neptunes down there? No, you're not. Okay, I was going to say it's not worth the lack in range for the Neptunes. He just really wanted to play a boat map, I guess. He did build SMDs in both locations there. Does help kind of shield this down here. We have another T3 air. What is up with all the T3 air headquarters is down here? And how's the Mavor doing? Well, it's almost done. It's in the green. And we have now Percy's running amok. Team 2 just ran away with it with the APM with the Eco. And shielding is starting to fall. There goes the PGen and the shielding. That satellite is exposed. And there goes more of the generators. That's really bad. The hives really trying to keep things alive, but I don't think that's going to work. A couple of hives are knocked out. One more artillery, and it will wipe out at least the eastern half of that. Looks like a template of stuff. Oh, there it is. Kills off the satellite there. And the other one is still not done yet. And over here to the east, that satellite is gone. Looks like they reclaimed it. That satellite's still alive. Barely, but it's still alive. The shielding is not looking good. Salvation pointed out by Mav. And he is building. Swee is building one without a Paragon. Which, again, you can build the Salvation without a Paragon. That's not a problem. I just feel like it's a lot more efficient, long-term wise, to definitely build the Paragon and then the Salvation. Unless you want to be that one guy from the Sentence game that I casted for Thanksgiving, and he built 4 Salvations. Technically was using the Rex of some of the old ones, but 4 Salvations without a Paragon. Just an absolute monstrosity of a game. That was just incredible. Insane. I do like it. We have some shielding for some mexes down here from Kent. Nice job there, protecting against any sort of satellite threats. There are some mexes that are exposed up here, and there is a nuke, but that is also shielded, so also lovely to see that. T3 started here for Feodao, and that Mavor is done. All of the shielding. Gotta love it. Team 2 PD for Telemaser Defense. Also love it. And Team 2 realistically does not need to assault Team 1 at this point. Team 1, at least on land. Mav is building a Scathis up here. That's probably been noticed. Yeah, good luck with that. Looks like that last satellite is not going to last much longer. And there's the shot right next to the Novax. And I believe the first nuke of the game has been launched from Team 2's Feodao to the western side. Looks like it's targeting just stuff over here to the west. Nothing system critical, but just killing something. And it looks like it's going to kill a couple of mexes, so that's definitely better than nothing. -3, says Zoom. Can you imagine? This is what they're playing at. This is what -3 looks like. It's bad. It's not terrible. It's definitely not great. But it's better than, you know, that's -6, which I think the lowest I've seen in a game is maybe -4. But still, -4 is not great. Like that. Look at that. Like the speed of those ASF in general are just absolutely diminished. And we have ASFs. Actually, those aren't ASFs. Those are spy planes. Apologies. That's a ton. Wow, that's a lot of spy planes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 1 Well, there's 30 of them left. There's probably 50 of them, and there's also more going eastward. And there goes a Billy Nuke, and there goes a regular Nuke. Kaboom! Wipes out a couple of mexes. It's something. Team 2 has 3.4 mass income. Team 1 has 2,000 mass. Teleporter started for Mav. He's like, yeah, that's not going to finish anytime soon. And there's the shot. Kills off the Scathus. Yep, there goes that. And that's probably Team 1's last hope. Nuke is inbound from now Kent's position right next door to his comm. He likes watching them launch, which I also prefer watching them launch as well. Or I like to. It's just fun. And looks like just Mayweather's going to be all by its lonesome. Okay. I don't think you need a Paragon at this point. 41 minutes in. 42 minutes in. Do you really need a Paragon? Really? Come on. I don't think you need a Paragon. Unless you want to end the match really quick. I should have just stuck to my air grid, says Mav. He did fine. I dropped all his eco early on for you. I've been trying to build one, but their D3 artillery keeps getting it. That's unfortunate. Looks like it's not his first attempt at that Scathus. And again, even if he did build the Scathus at this moment, I don't think... There's maybe a couple of positions. This would be probably a nice grab, but the shielding would be enough. It wouldn't even matter. Drop bombers inbound, going after SMDs. That's very smart. Kill off the SMDs and then allow the nuke to just come sailing on in. That group of satellite, Brascom, whatever, is gone. Strats do not get to drop another payload, unfortunately for them. Just look at all the kennels up there. There's so many. So many kennels. And that Billy Nuke is still reaching that upper plateau, which is insane to me. But it looks like all the engineers have kind of fled, so just one of those things. That fat boy is still alive. 88,800 mass killed. Now we have artillery from the summits targeting Percy's, apologies. That's nothing, not terribly new, but you never see just a conga line of Percy's charging straight forward into a pond. Strats are inbound for something and just get absolutely slaughtered. Looks like there was a pretext for going after the ASFs from at least one person on Team 2. And that air fight is not going the way that BJ wanted it to go. Yeah, there is some decent AA underneath them as well, so that's not helping. But that is a win in air for Team 2. And BJ control case, regardless if it was a legitimate one or if the satellites... no, it looks like the artillery looks like it got to him. But, I mean, after the air fight, I feel like a lot of air players would do the same thing, to be honest. Paris says zoom, and then Mav marks Kent's comm. It is now a 5v3 and still in favor for Team 2. And at this point in the game, yeah, it's not looking good. Mav, can we find comms? You can try to find them. Can you get them is a different story. Teleporter, that's why he has the teleporter being built. He has the laser already on board. Now he has that whole western side to his namesake for eco. He's at 1.3, 1.4. Shield heavy started for Sweet just in case. T2PD being spammed up. His salvation is done. How's the Paragon doing? That's almost done. Another artillery piece. Maybe another Mavor for Team 2. We have 3 artillery pieces here. Number 4 is almost done for Kent. How's his nuke going? Nuke going is loaded. Chickens. No YOLO. That'd be funnier. But no YOLO. We have seen 3 of the 4, technically. It's always only 3. It's hardly ever 4. 1 is pretty common. 2 is a little less common. 3 is rare. 4 is just legendary if all 4 appear in one game. It happens from time to time, but not very often. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, you're down there. Where are you going now? You're going over there. I don't know what he's doing over there. Missile snipe maybe on the Mavor? He knows about the para. The para is now done, so you might as well target that, to be honest. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad position. Teleport here and fire that way. Or even actually teleport up here and fire that way. That'd be probably a better place to go. Another Billy Nuke is inbound from Team 1. It's going to hit, and it's going to feel good. There it goes. Boom! Wipes out a chunk of forces for Team 2. 203 kills, 118,000 mass killed. Look at that artillery. I thought it was a Scathus that was firing at that point, but no, that is just a straight-up T3 artillery. Just barrage, battery. Oh. There's a Monkey Lord. I heard the laser activate. It's heavily damaged. Had to go through the wall sections. And some stuff's going to die, but not as much as they probably hoped for. Oh, no veterancy. Almost got that veterancy. There's Mav. He's down there on the southern edge. 4 artillery's done for Kent. Second Mavor, because why not? Paragon's over here. Looks like some circling. Leave, please. We win. Then kill us, says Taoist. And the comm on the transport. I'm willing to draw at a player who's on a team who's not looking great. It's willing to draw. That makes total sense. Looks like they're just talking about it. And ACUs are being focused down because why not? Team 1 spam air grid if I've ever seen one. Those T2 air, they are T2 air facilities. Nuke is inbound. That's a lot of power for Economist. And another Bill Nuke lands next to that chicken. How is this going? He might launch him. Again, the problem is that comm isn't landed. The comm is in the air. So if he shoots where the comm is, it's going to arc down and miss him. If he has to shoot further beyond him like this, then you have to kind of create kind of this nice little flowing arc. But it's just going to be a small model frame because you can hit the shielding all right, but the actual... Oh, there goes the snipe. Snipe doesn't do any damage to the shielding. It looks like... Mav missed. Yeah, it's like it's the same thing with the megalith because the megalith is so tall. You have to actually physically hit the megalith. You can't just rely on the AoE. Kaboom! Wipes out a chunk of power there for Taoist. Oh, sorry, not Taoist, but for Economist, and that's not looking good for him now. It's very, very low. And explosion to the west. Looks like another regular nuke. Kaboom! Wipes out a whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of stuff up there. Oh, he's still there. He's launching nukes at his opponent. Kinder's like, get me out of here. Looks like he's launching at that Mavor that's being built. It actually hits. It's still trying to go after the comm. And Feo Dow's like, leave. And Mav is going to get out of there. Going to go back in the pond down there to the southeast. We have some invasion from Economist down to the middle. Transports. Yeah, that's probably not the best idea with the AA in the pond. That was kind of the whole idea. And there's the gunship shot. Sorry, there's the transport shot down. And all of the artillery is just firing at everything at this point. Doesn't matter what it is. A couple of Percys do make it to Team 2 side of the map. We get absolutely denied. Mab's over here to the pond. Looks like Kinder's going to go after him and go say hi. He's heavily damaged already. Just not looking good for Team 1. Another explosion there. Looks like somebody's thinking about something with all the pausing. No, nothing about a retreat or anything. And replay over. Oh. Well, so either there was a draw or just the game crashed for everybody at that point. I do want to probably lean in towards the draw. It's honestly definitely not a draw. If the game progressed onward to the point where the game officially ended in a win for one team or the other, definitely for Team 2. You have this down here, which you have Team 1 Torp launcher versus AA, and it looks like he's going for... Why is he not building for Torp launchers? That's odd. Huh. Anyway, that probably would have been a death for Mav, but maybe would have gotten lucky. Even if he did get Kinder, for example, he'd have to get everybody else. Team 1, I mean... It's just not looking good. Looks like some engineers assisting Taoist with maybe something at some point. Spam is currently on the rise. Everything is disjointed. There's a lot of holes everywhere. It's just not going to work for Team 2. And it's for Team 1. Again, the Paragon's there. Salvation's coming online. More of them coming online on time. Online. A second Mavor was done as well. I mean... That's a wrap right there. There's just not really a whole lot left. I do like how there's just Percys down there just hanging out. Probably would be better off to be bricks because you can fire at those other naval units. 4 artillery pieces plus a nuke plus a Scathis. No YOLO, though. Still no YOLO. That's... Oh, no. There it is. Number 4. It made an appearance. Every game ender made an appearance in this game. So that's another reason why I wish the game went longer. But it doesn't matter. I think it was a good game nonetheless. I know it kind of ended kind of abruptly there, but it was definitely leaning heavily on one side anyways. So it was kind of more of a... Just going to wait and see how long it's going to take. Thank you so much for watching the very end of the video. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I will see all of you in the next one.